I am here to throw the can of red paint all over the gray ass landscape that is wrestling podcasting. Welcome to CLRD Commentary, motherfuckers.
So, what drew you into wrestling?
Initially, when you were a kid, you see people doing stuff that looks extraordinary to the regular person, and that kind of gives you that big wide-eyed ooh look on your face. I was a real big Power Rangers kid as well, so it was almost kind of like Power Rangers but without the suits. And I was like, oh shit, so this is real. Which I learned later on that it wasn't, but that's what got me. And then also on top of that, Sting. It was like when Sting came out, how everyone lost their ever loving shit. I loved it. And I was like, okay, so this dude must be about the business. And then that was also around the time he went away. Because, like, he came out, niggas loved him. Then he went away for, like, a few weeks, came back as a completely different person, and didn't say shit for a whole fucking year. And it was live as fuck. And he said nothing for a whole year. So I loved it. I loved how it was able to manipulate me and my emotion to be like glued to this particular guy here and then other guys that will come to follow. So it's real manipulative to your emotions. It fools your mind to get to your heart. And I kind of like that. It was kind of comforting. It was a little weird, I know. But that's what it was.
So, what do you consider good wrestling?
More than just the actual wrestling aspect of it. You can have a good match where every movement is crisp and they got big spots here and dramatic moments. You think the guy's done after he's put his finisher on him and he still kicks out. It's like, oh my god, this nigga will not fucking die. But it's more than just that. Because, you can do all that and that's all fine and dandy. But if there's nothing that you had to build to beforehand, and then also nothing that's supposed to come afterwards, that dope-ass wrestling match just gets wasted as a good physical contest when it's a part of a bigger story, but it wasn't capitalized properly. You know what I mean?
So, in your eyes, what made wrestling fall off like it is today?
That's a wild one, because, you can ask 7 different people and get 40 different answers. It's that wild. But, one thing that I notice that a lot of people don't do, they don't enjoy it. They don't watch it for what it actually is, which is pretty much a TV show. Like, how can I get on Facebook and everyone's pissed off that Game of Thrones, someone died on Game of Thrones that they just started fucking with. But when it comes to wrestling, if Brock Lesnar comes back and win, they don't even think about, well, why did Brock come back and win? They just thought, oh shit, well, Brock's back on top, whoop-de-doo. And then I can't tell you how many people have canceled their WWE Network subscription because of it. Shit, to be honest, I saw an email this morning that, because I just got a new car not too long ago, and I didn't switch everything over, and I saw that I didn't switch over my WWE Network. I had to convince myself to renew it, dog. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Cause if it wasn't for that old library, dog, I wouldn't need it. I wouldn't. But like I said, they're not connected in the heart anymore because they think they know it all because they've watched wrestling for 10, 15, 20 some odd years or however long you've been watching wrestling and you've seen it all, so you think you know it all. And like I said, there's no logic in wrestling, so you can't use yesterday's logic for tomorrow's problems. You still got to keep in mind that at the end of the day, it's about your heart and you feeling that shit. And I don't think a lot of people feel that shit anymore. And the people that do genuinely feel that shit, they're the ones who get called nerds. It's nerd bashing. It's not fair.
So what are your thoughts on wrestling fans?
I know I just defended them, like the last question. But to be perfectly honest with you, fuck them. And here's why I say it. Because wrestling fans nowadays, like I just said in the last question, they're too busy worried about, oh, well, Impact Wrestling's only drawing 800-900 people to the crowd. Not completely ignoring the fact that, yeah, there's only 900 people in there, but those 900 people are screaming their fucking heads off. Versus Vince McMahon getting 10,000 people in the stands and 4,000 of them leave before the goddamn main event, and then at least 2,000 of them bought a ticket just so they control the shit. Like what? Like that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother time. And then other people, they're just sitting there like this the whole fucking show. Stuff's supposed to be happening that's supposed to be like big, like you get a new world champion. All they'll do, and that's it. So what's the fucking point of being there? I don't know, I just don't understand. Like, I guess I fell asleep when wrestling became about everything that has nothing to do with the TV show that you watch every week and what happens on the TV show. We're not, people aren't fans of wrestling anymore. They're fans of being a wrestling executive. And that's real shit. They're fans of trying to figure out how to get more people to watch the show. How about you watch the fucking show and react how you're supposed to? That's how you get it. That's how it was back in the day. Why is that? Why can't we do that now?
So what promotions do you watch today and why?
I mean, I watch a little bit of all of them. Because I'm a fucking wrestling addict, and there's like more wrestling companies out than people have hair. Like, I mean, I watch WWE. I'm very critical because like it doesn't do what it used to do for me back in the day now. But there's moments where they do it right and they get it right, and I'm like, I'm with you. Ring of Honor's cool. Ring of Honor has that good wrestling match stuff that I talked about, where it's a good contest back and forth, and it's like a clash, but I don't necessarily feel that they're connecting the story to what's happening in the wrestling ring, and then I don't think that they further what happened in the wrestling ring through story after in a consistent level like me. That, and they're on like UPN or whatever that channel is now at 3 o'clock on a Saturday morning when niggas are coming home from the club half drunk. New Japan, I do watch New Japan. They got real good wrestling matches. I don't watch their weekly, so I can't tell you how they do with story. I don't even know if they have weekly, to be honest, but I do like how over in Japan they treat it like an actual sport. It's like football is over here. Like Wrestle Kingdom over in New Japan will shut down Tokyo. And I mean, WrestleMania gets it live wherever they go, but they don't shut down the city. But my favorite is really Impact, from the action that they do in the ring. The action is wild. It's this fat dude, Falaba. If you don't watch Impact, this dude, Falaba. He's like 400 pounds. He looks like he's a sumo wrestler. This nigga just did a suicide dive last week. He dove through the ropes. If you don't know what a suicide dive is, if you also don't know what a suicide dive is, you should probably go watch like beginners wrestling 101, so you learn what we're talking about, and then come back. Otherwise, I don't know why you're even here. But this nigga did a suicide dive. And again, this is a sumo wrestler. And that's what I'm talking about. A sumo wrestler is did a suicide dive. He's doing what people 195 pounds are doing. He's doing Rey Mysterio-like moves out here. And he's a fucking sumo wrestler. That if you're not impressed by that, then you're a robot. I loved it.
You see Impact as your number one promotion. What would you tell someone that wants to watch Impact and hasn't?
Okay, this may sound unrelated, but I can make it. I can tie it together. When Yeezus dropped, my homeboy said, go into it with an open mind. Don't go into it with any preconceived notions. Just go into it. Just dive in and just go. That's basically what I suggest to you. If you watched wrestling before, you watch WWE, but you don't like it, you want to stop wrestling, watching it all together, just because WWE is quote unquote in the shitter as far as creative goes and the stories and all that stuff. If that's not interesting you and you want something that'll bring you in, check out Impact. It's really good. It's really good wrestling. It's really good stories. It's really good moments, creative moments. Like I said, a sumo wrestler did a suicide dive. A girl died about a month ago. She was on a mission to get her soul back. I can't even do it justice explaining it to you. You gotta go watch it. So that's just what you gotta do. You just gotta watch it. Open mind, sit down. If you 420 friendly, do that. It helps. And just enjoy. Watch it for like 3 weeks. And then holler at me. I'll guide you. You can watch it and tweet me. I'll put my Twitter in the video. You can tweet at me at SaveMeRSK17. Follow me, tweet me, and I'll help you. I'll hold your hand through the journey. I'll get you going. I love doing it. I can tell you one thing I hate about wrestling. I hate fucking referee bumps. Like when there's action going on and then the referee somehow gets positioned to take the fall. So the referee's down for like 4 or 5 minutes. It happens a lot. So some sneaky underhanded shit can happen. Like the heel can go get a weapon and knock a nigga out. Or someone can make a surprise return, knock a nigga out or something like that. And then after the fact, the referee, who really only got sandwiched and should be down for more than 45 seconds, this nigga done took a 15-minute nap while a whole wrestling match and a half is happening. And then he just crawls. Oh, I have no energy. I have no life. This is a lot. 1. 10 years later. 2. 45 years later, and then you gotta hire a new narrator. 3, and then it's finally over. Like, come on, dog, it's overdrawn. I hate it. I hate it so much. And as far as what I hate defending, what I hate defending about wrestling, the fact that people want to say it's quote fake. Favorite TV show could be Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones, Dexter, Law and Order. Doesn't matter what it is. You see it happening, but it ain't real. It may be based off of reality, but it ain't real. So how come you can watch that and accept that, but something that's doing that same formula with TV shows, with the action of sports, mesh together to make this weird looking yet gorgeous fucking baby? How is that? How can you not accept that? And they're like, people say, oh, well, they're really not hitting each other. Yeah, duh. Duh. And also at the same time, you're wrong. Because there are some people who are willing to sell out for this shit. Yes, the matches are all predetermined. They go into it beforehand and be like, hey, yo, so I know you're about to, you got to hit me with a wet floor sign at the 5-minute mark. I want you to fucking hit me with this wet floor sign. Like, don't just, no, nigga, I want that. Do it. Because the people out there will lose their shit. See the connection? And then also, when they say it's fake, okay, I admitted it that there's some fake into it, yes. But you watch a movie with a fight scene, dude gets hit. Have you ever once in your life seen a fight or been in a fight and punched a nigga in the face and heard this sound? I haven't. I never heard that. You hear, that doesn't sound like whoosh. Like, people are just picky. They're picky, two-faced, and just ain't shit. I love everybody.
In your own opinion on the wrestling landscape now versus in its prime, the Monday Night Raws in the Attitude Era.
So, like, what's my opinion, like, on
Yeah, what do you?
wrestling now versus
Yeah, what is your opinion on the wrestling landscape now versus what it was in its prime?
the floodgates have been opened up? Then they tried to build new barriers, and then those barriers got destroyed. If you think about it, 97, 98, 99, during the Monday Night Wars and the height of everything, you got ECW that was on TNN, WCW that had two shows on TNT and TBS, and then WWF had USA and then later UPN. That's like 4 or 5 channel outlets right there. Now, we got internet, we got Wi-Fi, and we got streaming services. So now, there's probably a good 40, 50, 60 promotions out here that all have streaming services that all you need is Wi-Fi and $5.34 a month after taxes. And then you can hop on that. If you really like wrestling, like you want to say you like wrestling, but you only watch what's on TV, you're missing out on a lot. Like Impact. Impact's on a quote shitty channel. But if you got Twitch, which is real easy to get, and everyone's favorite price, for free. Come on now. You can't ask for it. Silver platter with the fork, and they tuck the napkin in your shirt. So all you gotta do is feast. Wrestling is way more accessible now. So there's way more content out there. You can get lost in it. And it's dangerous to go down that rabbit hole. You can get lost in it. But it's beautiful. I love it.
Now, in closing, in your own conclusion, this is the CLRD Commentary podcast. You're just starting out. This is the pilot episode. What do you want people to get from you, and what do you want people to understand that's coming from your perspective of wrestling? Even though if you're going to disagree and agree.
I don't want everybody watching this to agree with me, because then what's the point in that? Where's the fun? If I say some stuff on this and then everyone's like, "Oh man, I totally agree." All right, then what? How do we further the conversation? How do we further the discussion? How do we further the debate? I want people to disagree with me because I want people to see where I'm coming from. Like I'm willing to see where you coming from. That's why I said I'll walk you through Impact if you've never watched it before. I'll walk you through this twisted mind with wrestling thoughts if you need a hand. And also, I want people to, when they sit down and watch whatever they want to watch, whether it's Raw, SmackDown, Impact, whatever you want to watch, take your brain out of your head and put it on charge. Turn your heart on and enjoy.